Welcome back to the True Alien Podcast, where we try to explore the unexplained, the bizarre, the downright spooky. I'm your host, Adrian Smith.
Right.
And tonight we're strapping in for another spine-tingling paranormal probe
Yeah.
with the amazing Julia Jones.
Thank you.
Julia, are you ready to dive into a world of childhood trauma, UFO sightings, and a chilling mystery that just won't stay buried?
Absolutely, Adrian. Tonight's case is a real head scratcher.
Okay.
It's one of those stories that makes you question everything you thought you knew about reality. We're going deep into the fictional world of Echoes of Kara, but the themes it explores hit close to home for a lot of us.
Oh, yeah?
The power of childhood trauma, the allure of the unknown, and the consequences of messing with forces beyond our understanding. You with me?
100%.
Okay, good.
So imagine this.
Yeah.
You're a kid.
Okay.
You see something impossible in the sky.
Right.
That experience stays with you, shapes your whole life. Then, bam, years later, you're forced to confront that mystery again with the fate of, well, maybe even the world hanging in the balance. That's the story we're unpacking tonight, folks.
Wow.
This all takes place in Kara, a Japanese town that was once bustling, but is now totally deserted. Empty streets, crumbling buildings, nature creeping back in.
Great.
It's like something happened there that scared everyone away.
What's really interesting to me here, Adrian, is how the environment itself becomes a reflection of the trauma. Kara isn't just a backdrop, it's like a character in the story, a silent witness to whatever went down.
Yeah.
And at the center of it all, we have a group of childhood friends, now adults pulled back together by their shared past, and a terrifying present.
Right. We've got Hiro Tanaka, an astrophysicist haunted by an encounter from his childhood that he can't explain.
Oh, wow.
And there's Makoto Kimura, a detective who's determined to uncover the truth no matter how unsettling it might be.
Oh, boy.
And finally, we have Ayumi Saito, a folklorist whose knowledge of the supernatural might be the only key to understanding what's going on.
It's like each of these characters brings a different lens to the mystery.
I like that.
You've got Hiro the scientist grappling with the unexplainable, Makoto the detective, driven by this need to find answers. And Ayumi, the one who understands that sometimes the answers we seek are hidden in ancient traditions and the wisdom of the past.
It's a powerful combo, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So let's rewind the tape back to 1972.
Okay.
Our group, just kids at the time, have this terrifying encounter with what can only be described as a UFO.
Uh-oh.
Now, the source material is a little vague on the details, but we know it left a mark on them, a scar that went way deeper than skin.
What do you think, Julia? How does an experience like that shape a person even decades later?
Trauma like that, Adrian, it becomes part of your story. It's like a hidden current that pulls you in certain directions, affects your choices, your relationships. These kids, they tried to bury this experience, but it's coming back to haunt them, literally.
And the nightmares are just the beginning, right?
Each of them starts having these increasingly vivid dreams, full of strange symbols, creepy creatures, and a growing sense of dread.
Yeah.
And get this, the dreams are different for each person, but they share these unsettling similarities, like pieces of a puzzle they can't quite put together. What do you make of these shared dreams, Julie? Is there some kind of psychic link at play here?
Dreams are fascinating, Adrian.
Yeah.
They're this window into our subconscious, a way for our fears and anxieties to surface. In this case, it's almost like the dreams are a warning echoes of the past, reaching out to them, pulling them back into the mystery they tried so hard to forget. As for a psychic link, who knows? That's what makes this case so intriguing.
Okay, so we've got these recurring nightmares, a town shrouded in secrecy, and a past that refuses to stay buried.
Right.
That's when Detective Kimura really starts digging. He uncovers all sorts of strange happenings around Kara, unexplained energy surges, people vanishing without a trace, whispers of a secret government facility built after the 1972 incident and then abandoned. It's giving serious X-Files vibes, right?
Yeah.
What do you make of these findings, Julia? Are we talking coincidence or something more sinister?
I think it's safe to say we're way past coincidence here, Adrian. It's like someone's trying to cover something up, bury the truth under layers of secrecy and misdirection. The detective, he's lifting the veil, exposing the cracks in the official narrative. And that, my friend, is where things start to get really interesting.
Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to head straight into the heart of the mystery.
Okay.
Remember that clearing in the woods where they had their UFO encounter as kids? Well, against their better judgment, the group decides to go back. Maybe they're hoping for answers, maybe some closure, but let's just say the vibe is anything but welcoming. The atmosphere is heavy, oppressive, like they're trespassing on forbidden ground. Why do you think they're drawn back to this place, Julie? Is it just nostalgia or something more?
It's like they're being pulled back. Adrian drawn by an invisible force. Trauma has a way of doing that. You try to move on, but the past has a gravitational pull, especially when it's shrouded in mystery and unanswered questions. Remember those dreams? That sense of dread? It's amplified tenfold out there in the clearing.
And just as the tension is reaching a fever pitch, something emerges from the shadows.
Oh.
It's described as this horrifying creature, all claws and teeth and glowing eyes. It's like something straight out of a nightmare. And to make matters worse, it speaks.
Yikes.
Its message. Witnesses must be silenced. Chills, right?
Yeah.
What do you think, Julia, is this creature a product of their shared trauma, or is it something more tangible, something from another world?
This is where the story takes a hard left turn into survival horror, Adrian. This creature, whatever it is, it's a physical manifestation of their deepest fears. It confirms that they're not just dealing with a puzzle to be solved, but with a force that wants them gone. Permanently.
You know, it's fascinating how each character reacts in this moment of pure terror. Makoto the detective draws his weapon ready to fight Ayumi. The folklorist starts chanting some kind of protective spell. And Hiro does something completely unexpected. He reaches for that object they found during their UFO encounter all those years ago.
Yeah.
It's almost like in that moment of sheer panic, he instinctively knows it's their only hope. What do you make of Hiro's reaction, Julia? Is it desperation or intuition?
What strikes me here, Adrian, is how Hiro the scientist, the man of logic, turns to something seemingly supernatural for help.
Yeah.
It speaks to the power of this object, but also to the idea that sometimes when we're facing the impossible, even the most rational mind has to accept that there are forces beyond our understanding.
Right.
It's a humbling thought, isn't it, that sometimes the answers we seek lie beyond the realm of science and logic.
Absolutely. And speaking of answers, this object, whatever it is, turns out to be more than just a relic of their past.
Yeah.
It's a weapon. And when Hiro aims it at the creature, the clearing erupts in this blinding flash of light. For a moment, it's like the world dissolves around them. When they can see again, the creature is gone, vanished without a trace. But the question remains, what have they unleashed?
This is where the true horror of the situation begins to sink in, Adrian.
Oh.
They may have survived this encounter, but they've stumbled onto something far bigger and more dangerous than they ever imagined. By using this object, they've cracked open the door to the unknown, and there's no telling what might come through. Welcome back to the True Alien Podcast, Adrian. When we left off, our intrepid trio had just faced down a creature straight out of a nightmare and stumbled upon a secret government facility that looked like it had been hit by a tornado from the inside out. Not exactly your average walk in the woods.
No kidding, Julia. And as you might have guessed, things are about to get a whole lot weirder. They make it back to the inn, shaken but alive, and flip on the TV. What they see chills them to the bone. News reports are flashing across the screen, strange lights in the sky. Unexplained animal mutilations. People claiming to see figures appearing and disappearing in flashes of eerie light. It's like whatever was contained in that facility is now spreading.
Right.
And the rest of the world is totally clueless.
And that's where the stakes go through the roof, right? It's not just about their personal trauma anymore, or even the mystery of Kara.
Right.
Now they're looking at a potential global threat,
Yeah.
and they're the only ones who seem to get it. Talk about a burden to carry.
Heavy is an understatement. And remember, they still have that object, the weapon they used against the creature.
Oh, right.
But now they're starting to realize this thing might be more dangerous than they initially thought. It's like they've stumbled onto a Pandora's box of paranormal phenomena, and they have no idea how to close it.
You know, the object is a really potent symbol here. It represents that age-old temptation, the allure of forbidden knowledge. We humans were drawn to the mysteries of the universe. But what happens when we unlock something we're not ready for? This story is a stark reminder that sometimes curiosity can have devastating consequences.
So what do? They hunker down in the inn, poring over Makoto's files, Ayumi's ancient texts, Hiro's scientific notes, basically anything that might help them figure out what they're up against. They've got this artifact, they've got these terrifying encounters, and they've got the chilling evidence that something is very wrong in the world.
Yeah.
You can feel the tension building, can't you?
It's like they're piecing together a puzzle in the dark, Adrian, with only a few scattered pieces and a growing sense of urgency.
Yeah.
And what they discover
Yeah.
is that the object, the creatures, and the abandoned facility are all connected. They're all part of this machine.
A machine.
A device designed to pierce the veil between dimensions.
Hold on, Julia. You're saying this thing was built to open a portal to another dimension? Who would even attempt something like that? And why?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The story hints at a secret organization,
Okay.
a group obsessed with unlocking the secrets of the universe no matter the cost. It's a theme we see a lot in science fiction, the hubris of humanity,
Yeah.
the danger of playing God. But in this case, it seems their experiment went horribly wrong, unleashing forces they couldn't control.
So what now? Are they just going to sit back and watch the world go to hell in a handbasket?
Not if they have anything to say about it. They come up with a plan, a desperate gambit to contain the spreading chaos. They're going back to the clearing that ground zero of weirdness, and they're going to try to shut this thing down. They know it's a long shot, that it might cost them their lives, but they're determined to do whatever it takes to set things right. They understand the gravity of the situation.
This is it, folks. The final showdown. They head back to the clearing armed with whatever knowledge they've gleaned and a whole lot of apprehension. The atmosphere is even more oppressive than before. The air crackles with energy, the ground seems to pulse with a malevolent heartbeat, and there's this overwhelming sense that they're walking straight into a trap.
It's the classic hero's journey, isn't it, Adrian? They're venturing back into the heart of darkness, willingly facing their fears to save the world. It's a powerful archetype, one that resonates with us because it speaks to our own potential for courage and sacrifice.
And speak of the devil. The nightmare fuel arrives. Only this time, it's not just one creature. It's a whole horde of them pouring out of the shadows like something out of a horror movie. Claws, teeth-glowing eyes, the works. Makoto opens fire, buying them some time, but they're completely outnumbered. It's like fighting a tidal wave with a water pistol.
Think about it, Adrian. These creatures, they're the embodiment of chaos, of raw, untamed power spilling into our world. They represent the consequences of meddling with forces we don't understand.
Ayumi, ever resourceful, starts chanting, weaving words of power and binding to create a temporary barrier. But it's clear it won't hold for long. Meanwhile, Hiro's struggling to focus the object, to channel its energy, and create a weapon powerful enough to stop this onslaught. The fate of the world is literally in their hands.
What's fascinating here is how each of them uses their unique skills to contribute. You have Makoto, the man of action, holding the line. Ayumi, the keeper of ancient knowledge, wielding her spiritual power. And Hiro, the scientist, trying to bridge the gap between the known and the unknown. It's a reminder that we all have something to offer, even in the face of overwhelming darkness.
But things aren't looking good. They're running out of time, out of bullets, out of hope. Just when it seems like all is lost, a new player enters the scene.
And it's not who you might expect.
You're right, Julia. It's Hiro, the fourth member of their childhood group. The one who's been missing from the story until now. He was there during that initial UFO encounter back in '72. But he's been a ghost ever since, traumatized into silence. But now he steps out of the shadows and into the chaos, like he's been drawn back to this place, to this moment.
Haruto's appearance changes everything, Adrian. He represents the lingering effects of trauma, the way it can haunt us for years, shaping our lives in ways we don't even realize. But he also represents the potential for healing, the possibility of overcoming our past and finding redemption.
And his timing couldn't be better. He runs into the clearing, dodging creatures left and right, and manages to grab the object which had been knocked out of Hiro's hands during the fight. And then, with those creatures closing in on him, he does something incredible. He closes his eyes, whispers a single word, remember, and the clearing explodes in a blinding flash of light. What do you make of that, Julie? What do you think he unlocked in that moment?
It's the climax of the story, Adrian, the moment where everything comes to a head. Haruto's actions are shrouded in mystery, but it's clear he's tapping into something powerful, something that transcends the physical realm. The word remember suggests a connection to the past, to the shared memories of their childhood trauma. It's as if he's using the power of their collective experience to confront the darkness.
And when the light fades, the creatures are gone, vanished without a trace. The clearing is silent, eerily silent. But there's another absence, one that chills them to the bone.
Haruto is gone, too, vanished in the same flash of light that obliterated the creatures.
Gone. But what happened to him?
That's the question, isn't it? Adrian Haruto's sacrifice is both heroic and heartbreaking. He gives his life to save his friends, to protect the world from the forces they unleash, but his disappearance also leaves us with unanswered questions. Where did he go? What happened to him in that final moment? The story leaves these questions open, allowing us to ponder the mysteries of sacrifice and the unknown. Welcome back to the True Alien Podcast, Adrian. Last time, things were not looking so good for our heroes. They were facing down a horde of terrifying creatures. Their friend Hiro had just made a dramatic reappearance.
Right.
And to be honest, it was a real cliffhanger.
Yeah, a real nail-biter. So Hiro, the one who had been silent for all these years, he suddenly steps into the heart of the chaos, grabs that object, and then with these creatures closing in on him from all sides, whispers a single word, remember.
Remember.
And bam, the clearing is engulfed in this blinding flash of light.
Wow.
It's like something out of a sci-fi epic, but with a deeply personal twist. What do you think is going on here, Julia? What's the significance of that word, remember?
It's such a loaded word, isn't it? It's about memory. It's about identity, about connection. In this case, I think Haruto's tapping into the power of their shared experience, the trauma that's bound them together for all these years. It's like he's using the weight of their collective past to fight back against this otherworldly threat.
And it works. The creatures vanish, the threat seems to be neutralized, but there's a price.
Yeah, there is.
Haruto disappears too. Gone just like that. It's a bittersweet victory, to say the least. What do you make of his sacrifice, Julia? Do you think he knew what he was doing, or was it an act of desperation?
It's hard to say for sure, but there's a sense of intentionality in his actions, wouldn't you say?
I would.
He steps forward, he takes the object, he speaks that one powerful word. It's like he's chosen this path, embraced his fate, and in doing so, he not only saves his friends, but also perhaps redeems himself, breaks free from the trauma that's haunted him for so long.
It's a powerful moment, that's for sure. And it leaves us with a lot to ponder. What happened to Haruto? Where did he go? Did he merge with the object, become part of some interdimensional energy flow? The story leaves these questions open,
Right.
which is both frustrating and fascinating. It's like the writers are saying, hey, we don't have all the answers,
Right.
but that's okay. Sometimes the mystery is more important than the solution.
I think that's a brilliant point. It's about embracing the unknown,
Yeah.
accepting that there are things beyond our comprehension. It's about trusting that even when things seem bleak, even when we lose someone we care about, there's a bigger picture at play, a cosmic tapestry we can't always see.
So the group leaves Kara forever changed by what they've experienced. They carry the weight of their shared trauma, the loss of their friend,
Yeah.
and the knowledge that the world is one object malfunction away from a dimensional apocalypse. But they also carry a newfound understanding of their own strength, their resilience, and the power of their bond. They may not have all the answers, but they faced the unknown and emerged, if not unscathed, then at least whole.
Echoes of Kara is a story about facing our fears, confronting the darkness within and without. It's about the enduring power of trauma, but also the possibility of healing and redemption. It's a reminder that even when we feel lost and alone, we're connected to each other, to the past, to something larger than ourselves. And sometimes that connection is all we need to face the unknown.
Well said, Julia. And on that note, we come to the end of another spine-tingling paranormal probe. Listeners, what do you think? What lessons can we draw from this story? How would you have reacted if you were in their shoes? Let us know in the comments. And until next time, keep your eyes on the skies, your minds open, and don't forget to rate and follow the True Alien podcast for more True Alien stories.